Well, time for another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, and got a little, I don't know, interesting dilemma here. Grindhouse films in general. You notice two companies released The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, aka Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, aka Breakfast at the Manchester Morgue, aka the really edited, horrible Grindhouse version called Don't Open the Window by Hallmark Releasing. Well, what is the difference between these two releases in picture quality? Absolutely nothing. Okay, on the Blue Underground one, we have as the extras, Back in the Morgue on location with director Jorge Grau. Zombie Fighter, interview with star Ray Lovelock. Zombie Maker, interview with special effects artist Gianetto Del Rossi. 2000 interview with director Jorge Grau, and theatrical trailers, TV spots, and still gallery. On this shit, on the Synapse one, there's no 4K restoration, so go fuck yourself on this. There's hardly any extras. It's sort of like, I don't get this. I mean, I guess the lease ran out, and Synapse, as they do, run in and scoop up every lease they can because they obviously can't find anything else to release. And when they do, like they call her One Eye, they honestly didn't have the rights to it, and somebody else put it out. So again, this is really weird, but the version to get is the Blue Underground one, if you can find it. And when that thing played, I remember '74, I had to see it at a drive-in. It was released as Don't Open the Window, and it was almost incomprehensible because the whole crux of the thing is it's this machine that emits low-level radiation and reanimates dead bodies and makes babies into vicious little killers and shit like that. And it's really well done. It deserved a lot better, and with the restoration, it looks great. It's probably one of the best top 10 zombie movies ever made, and it's like the first Night of the Living Dead homage, shall we say. But then we go into some other things here. Okay. This cut and run was released by, let's see, Code Red. And it says it's a brand new 2K scan of the original US Interpositive, featuring both the R and unrated cuts. Brand new interviews with Willie Ames, Leonard Mann, John Steiner, Rogerio Deodato. Well, the thing is, the footage that was taken out that was put back in is grainy and fucking weird, whereas the Anchor Bay release from God only knows when is completely uncut, completely clear, and the gore footage put back in is not grainy. And let's see what the extras are on here. Not that I can see, but an interview with director Deodato, interview with Richard Lynch, Claudia Singamoli, bunch of stuff. So the weird thing is, I don't get what Code Red was doing here, because obviously this is the better print and the scenes are clearer. The stuff that's put back in here, the gore footage, looks weird and fucking grainy. And this is another one that basically, it got destroyed by New World on its theatrical release. It was cut to shit, and sometimes you really wondered what the fuck was going on. But with this, they put back in all this really fucked up gory footage, disemboweling, shooting. John Steiner gets ripped completely in half. Crazy fucking shit, which makes more sense because it was about, a drug running operation. So that's another one. And going back to Code Red again, they release Slave of the Cannibal God, which is basically the way this thing ran theatrically. But again, it's missing shit, and they have an on-camera interview with star Stacy Keach conducted with this guy wearing a fucking banana suit, which basically shit cans the whole fucking thing. And what is this thing? It's got bonus, the alternate US cut of Slave of the Cannibal God from the original CR, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, honestly, don't know why, but here is the Blue Underground release, which had the extras, actually had some fucking weird footage put back in, never be seen footage of deviant sexuality from the private collection of director Sergio Martino. Well, some of the deviant sex acts in there were pretty fucking deviant, and this one blows that one away. And like I said, I had seen this as Slave of the Cannibal God stuck between the Street Fighter and Return of the Street Fighter. That little ad's been floating around on Facebook for a couple of weeks now. Now going back to something really screwed up. Okay, Flesh Pot on 42nd Street, Andy Milligan film put out by, I guess, who put this out? Vinegar Syndrome. Legacy of Satan and Blood. Blood is an Andy Milligan film, also put out by Code Red. Code Red also put out Bloodthirsty Butchers, Tortured Dungeon, and a bunch of other Milligan films. So why the hell Severin did this is beyond me, because, okay, this has the ghastly ones, been released before. Tortured Dungeon, been released before. Bloodthirsty Butchers, been released before. Vapors, been released before. Body Beneath, been released before. Flesh Pot, been released before. Man with Two Heads, Vapors, all been released before. Nightbirds, maybe not, but the whole thing is, this is just another fucking weird-ass collection box set that Severin did, which I guess they thought this was going to kick the shit out of the Al Adamson one, which sold out. I think I paid $150 for this, which was basically $120 too much. And now this thing is floating around brand new as low as $50. So again, I don't get what these companies are doing. This shit's all been out before. It would have been nice if you could have found some really lost Milligan stuff like Gutter Trash and the Filthy Five, but obviously those are gone forever. And now I guess they're doing an Emmanuel box set with another bunch of shit that's all been released before. The Dirty Seven. Emmanuel in America was released by Mondo Macabre. Dirty Seven was released on a public domain label. Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals, they released it. Violence in a Women's Prison, they released it. Women's Prison Massacre Shout Factory released it. So most of this stuff has been released before, and they sort of are fixating on some of the more hardcore stuff. But to be honest with you, I have no recollection of Laura Gemser ever doing some hardcore scenes. And if she did, they were probably with her husband, Gabriel Tinte. I've seen her doing some stuff with other chicks, but again, that wasn't really hardcore either. So again, I don't know why they keep re-releasing these fucking, they call them bundles, where they concoct a bunch of merchandise to make the fucking thing worth $300, which it ain't. And again, you know, I even said this before with that Blood Island box set. They included Beast of Blood, which was the crown jewel in the series, but also they never released it as a single thing, so the only way you can get Beast of Blood is with the Alpha Oldies release, which is pretty much a mirror image of the Image release, but you're not going to find that on Blu-ray unless you want to pay $500 for this box set. So I'm just glad I saw this shit in the fucking theaters the way it was meant to be seen, instead of having to deal with this crap which the you younger guys have to deal with, because this is the only way you're going to see it. And it's kind of weird. Like I said, I don't understand the logic of 3 or 4 different companies all putting out the same film and no bullshit's happening over it. I know damn well that if I tried to put out a film that somebody claimed to own, I'd be jumped on like crazy. But I'm just not one of the cool kids as far as, the DVD and Blu-ray thing goes. And you know something? I'll stay not one of the cool kids, because I don't think these companies are doing the right thing. And, okay, they're making a lot of shit available that's already been available before. And, honestly, I got a 4K DVD player, I got a 4K Blu-ray player, and I got a 4K TV, and putting on a 4K disc and comparing it to a Blu-ray disc, I don't see a hell of a lot of difference, but that's just me. So, just wanted to point this out, being it's the end of the week and all this other shit, and, that's our show for today. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the summer while it's here, if it isn't smoked out or 900 degrees or isn't fucking flooding out, because this seems to be the norm. So until next time, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.